please give Natalie a huge round of applause.
I am nervous. Woo.
Got this.
Thank you, cheering squad. It's a little bit deep. I hope that's okay. When I was 13, I was bullied and I felt suicidal. At age 18, I found my first true love. At 25, I moved in with a man for the first time. And 3 years later, at age 28, I thought I had it all. I had a job that I loved, that paid well, a partner who adored me. I had friends that were everything to me, family. I owned a house, we took great holidays. I checked all of the boxes that society had told me I needed to be happy. And yet, at night, I cried myself to sleep. I walked into a counseling room and I said, please fix me. It turned out that in my quest to become successful and to achieve everything that I thought we needed to be happy, I'd completely lost myself. And I embarked on a huge journey to discover who I was, what I liked, and to really make peace with the authentic self that I had been hiding for so many years. At age 35, I had mastered self-love to the point where I got a tattoo on my wrist that says love, as a reminder permanently that love comes from within and I am my own source of love. And whilst I had mastered love on the inside, externally I wasn't doing so great with that. I wanted more than anything to find a partner who would love and accept me and to be with me for forever. I wanted the happy ever after. But being in relationship was extremely anxious experience for me. Whenever I was with a guy that I really liked, I became very clingy. And if he didn't message me or didn't contact me for a few hours, I started to panic. I started to think, oh my God, you know, maybe he's gone off me. Maybe he found somebody else. Maybe I did something to upset him and he's left. The fear of being abandoned was continuous. And it was destroying my relationships. The amount of pressure I put on a relationship in order to try to feel reassured that I was loved and valued and wanted broke every single one of my relationships. They would last between 6 months, 18 months at most, and then my deepest fear of being abandoned would come true. So I made it my mission to work out how the hell these fucking things work. How do you do love? How do you do relationships? And how do you not fuck it up? So I went on a bit of a mission. And I studied everything to do with relationships. I studied attachment style. I studied trauma. I studied limiting beliefs. I studied shadow work. I studied relationship styles and other things that my panicked mind is forgetting right now. And I became really, really good at the theory of how to do relationships. But still, putting it into practice was a whole different thing. Maybe you guys can relate. At age 38, I quit the corporate world. Decided that I couldn't be my authentic self in a corporate environment. I didn't know how to make that work. So I quit with no job to go to, and I had no idea what I was going to do. But it turned out that I was really, really good at coaching people about relationships because I'd learned all the theory. In my outside world, I was still learning how to get better at being authentic, expressing my boundaries, expressing my needs, and not getting so triggered that I decided to leave the relationship. So I trained up as a coach, and I started coaching people how to do relationships, and I got really good results, which was ironic because I still wasn't getting the results myself. But at 41, I finally found the last missing piece for me in my journey of love. And I realized that my anxious attachment style, which although was very, very healed by this point, was still at play. And I was still attracting partners with the opposite attachment style of avoidant attachment, for those of you who know about these things. And at age 41, I decided, no more. No more am I going to date somebody with an opposite and very painful attachment style to myself. I finally decided that I was worthy of having a relationship that didn't hurt. And with that, I put everything I had into searching for the partner that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. And around 6 weeks after making this decision, I got a message from a beautiful guy on a dating site who showed up with all of the qualities that I had been looking for a really, really long time, like probably around 15 years, if I'm honest. We went on a first date, and he brought me this beautiful little flower, like a little pot plant that he'd been hiding under his jacket. And he'd also brought some food, bird food, for us to go into Hyde Park in London and feed the wild birds in the park. And I was blown away. Nobody had ever done anything so kind for me. And we got to know each other over a series of dates. And by this point, having learned so much about relationships, I knew really well what I was looking for. And within 4 dates, I realized that actually this guy was probably a pretty good bet for what I've been looking for my whole life. However, 2 weeks later, we broke up, and I was devastated. I could not believe the irony. Like, universe, what are you doing to me? Like, you've given me somebody that looks like the one, and then you've taken him away from me. But we managed to get back together, and it's safe to say that he is now my forever person. We've been together 3 years next month, and everything that I have journeyed through, everything that I have experienced in healing my anxious attachment wound to become more securely attached, and going through all of the pain of feeling all of the emotions that didn't want to be felt, and taking all of those really courageous steps, was absolutely worth it. I've now got the best relationship I've ever dreamed of, and I just want to share with you that if any of you are on a similar path, if any of you are healing parts of yourselves within and wanting to create healthier relationships and wanting to find your forever person, I know it's hard work. I've been there and I've done it, and I want to say that it's so, so worth it. So please, whatever you do, don't give up.